Most men are not married to the women they love. Most men settled for the women who were available when they were ready to be married. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. Welcome to another interesting episode of The Talk with Dr. Z. I would be right back. In today's episode of The Talk with Dr. Z, I am going to highlight the story of Nigerian actor Daniel Etim Effiong. Please forgive me if I didn't pronounce his name right. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa. So I'm going to put his image up, okay? He is a popular Nigerian actor, and I'm going to talk about how he met his wife. He was being interviewed on a popular show called With Chude, and he was asked about how he met his wife and what made him choose to marry his wife, and he shared the story or the trajectory leading to him choosing his wife. And if you would like to watch the interview, it's on YouTube. Just type Daniel Etim Effiong's interview with Chude and you're going to find the interview. But I'm going to provide you with a summary, okay? So in the interview, he was asked why, he chose his wife or why his wife was the one. And he narrated how he was tired of being a playboy. So he said he was, having fun. He was doing a lot of things in South Africa, meeting a lot of, young women playing around. And he had a lot of situationships in his own words, right? At the time, he was based in South Africa. And when he was tired of playing the field or being a player, he proposed to his girlfriend at the time that they should get married, and his girlfriend at the time turned him down. The reason why she turned him down was because his girlfriend at the time said that she was considering going to grad school in America. So for those of you who do not understand grad school, it means that she was planning to go do her master's or her PhD in America, and therefore she did not want to be tied down. She saw marriage with him as, being tied down, and perhaps that would rob her of the opportunities to go pursue her grad studies. And so when his girlfriend said that he didn't want to be tied down, he said he went back to Nigeria to be part of a show called Giddy Up. And that was when he met his current wife, Toyosi. Okay, so this is a picture of the couple I'm talking about. That is when he met his wife, Toyosi. And when he met his wife, he said that they have been talking for a while. And so he told her that I want to get married. And the lady agreed. I am not financially stable. I have been living by faith. It means he didn't have the financial resources to support a family and to be a husband, but he has been living by faith. And he told her, I have been living by faith and I know God is going to provide, but I do not have any solid finances to get married. And she agreed. So this is the story, and I'm going to break it down in multiple perspectives. So stay with me. What are some of the key insights that I took away listening to Daniel narrate how he got married? Lesson number 1. The woman that he wanted to marry did not want to marry him. His girlfriend at the time did not want to settle. She didn't want to settle with him. She chose her career and her self-development. And so that woman was the woman who got away. From his demeanor and the way he narrated it, I think he was in love with that woman. And that woman chose her career and her self-development and did not want to settle down. Also, I think that a woman you are dating or a woman you're in a relationship with thinking that marrying you is being tied down indicates that from her perspective, he was not the one for her. And that is the reason why she chose to go do grad school and not marry him. Okay, so I am thinking from the perspective of his girlfriend at the time. she did not see him as the man that she wanted to marry. Hence, she declined the proposal and told him that she was going to do grad school in America. Lesson number 2. Most men are not married to the women they love. Most men are not married to the women that they love. We hear men say this on social media a lot. A lot of men marry the woman who is in front of them when they are ready. A man's choice to get married, and this does not apply to all men, but a man's choice to get married is often in line with how prepared he is. When a man is ready to settle and is ready for the commitment of marriage, it has little to do with the quality of the woman he is with at the time and more to do with how prepared he is. So men choosing to marry you as a woman, oftentimes it has nothing to do with you being a good woman, being a wife material, being the woman they love. It has more to do with their preparedness, being prepared. And Daniel said that in his interview, he said that he was tired of playing the field and he wanted to get married. Unfortunately, his girlfriend at the time did not want to get married, and therefore he decided to move on to the next woman who was willing to marry him. And this concept of men marrying women when they are ready is known as the taxi cab theory. And this taxi cab theory is related to the famous television series Sex in the City. When the taxi driver puts on his light, it indicates that he's open and available to take a passenger, implying that men marry when they are ready. It has nothing to do with the woman. So for those of you women who flex with marriage, oh, marriage is an achievement, I am a missus. Most of you are married to men who do not love you. Most of you are married to men who simply married you because you were available when they were ready. Most men, when it comes to their choice of a wife, it does not necessarily relate with how they feel. It is not the love they have for you. It mainly have to do with the man's readiness and preparedness to settle. So for you, the women who flex with marriage, I'm just saying, I'm not being shady. I'm not trying to, make you feel bad. I'm just telling you that most men are married to women they do not love. A man's choice to marry you has little to do with how he feels about you, but more to do with how prepared he is and his desire to settle. I am just saying. Lesson number 3. Even though Daniel was ready to be married, he was not financially ready. He was not financially ready to shoulder the responsibilities of being a husband and a father, but he still wanted to get married. And that is the reason why he chose his wife, Toyosi. I do not know much about Toyosi's background, but in his interview, he said that they met on the set of an entertainment show called Giddy Up, and his wife had come from New York to do the show, implying that at the time he met his wife Toyosi, she was a successful woman. Because if she was living in New York and flew into Nigeria to produce or be part of an entertainment show, it means she was doing well financially. What is my point? Even when a man indicates he is not financially ready to be married, or a man is marrying a woman that he does not love, men are strategic and calculating. He still chose a woman that was bringing something valuable to the table, and that is my point. He did not just propose to any lady who didn't have her life together, who didn't have a job, saying, let's get married. He looked among the women he was talking to at the time and realized that Toyosi was doing well, and so it would be advantageous if he married her. What is my point? Even though men settle for the woman that is available, they still put in a lot of thinking and they are strategic and calculating in their choice. A man will not marry you simply because you are the one available. He will marry you because you are available and you have something substantial to offer, or he has something to benefit from being with you. And this is something that I believe women can learn from men, because most women are very delusional and emotional. Most women do not apply rational thinking and are not calculating and strategic when it comes to dating and being married. So I think women can learn from men. Be strategic and be calculating. Do not marry a man simply because of, oh, I love him and I feel this for him. No. Make sure you have something substantial to gain and the man is bringing value into that relationship. If not, you are only losing. I'm just saying. So let us be smart as women and let us adopt the strategies of men. I am going to conclude this episode with a couple of comments I read on TikTok when it came to the interview that Daniel Etim recounted about how he met his wife. Okay, so I'm going to share some of the comments and I'm going to react to the comments. I want to clearly say that I saw quite a number of matured women in the comment section who understood that Daniel was being honest in how, he met his wife. However, I feel that the majority of women are delusional and the majority of women were expecting Daniel to say that, I married my wife because I'm in love. I loved her so much and that is why I married her. And that was not the story he shared. And some women were upset and they thought that, he was consistently embarrassing his wife. However, I think that when it comes to Daniel and Toyosi, I feel they are honest about, marriage and relationship. But I think their honesty is often seen as problematic because a lot of women are brainwashed with the whole Cinderella, Disney thing, butterflies in my stomach, you marry a man because you love him. I think a lot of women are brainwashed. So it is difficult for women to accept that men do not marry for love. They marry based on rational thinking, strategy, what a woman can bring into the marriage, and the fact that the man is ready at the time and not necessarily because of love. So let us read a couple of the comments on TikTok under the interview that Daniel did with Chude, and I will react to it. So one of the ladies on TikTok said, this is so embarrassing for his wife. He's even an actor and he can't even lie about how he feels. Another woman being delusional. It's crazy how he did not mention love. The available became the preferable, implying that the woman that Daniel wanted to marry chose to go do grad school. And so the woman who was available, which is Toyosi, became the preferable. Because most women are likely to marry a man because they love him, they are expecting men to do the same thing. Men are not women and men do not marry for love. Men marry for benefits, and often their choice of a wife depends on how ready they are and what the woman is likely to bring into the marriage. Another lady on TikTok said, I am tired of this man. I am even avoiding his movies at this point. Another lady said, so he settled? Obviously he settled, but he didn't just settle. He settled with a woman who was bringing something valuable into the marriage. Ladies, take note. Another lady said, they asked you about your wife and you started the story with your ex-girlfriend. One lady said, may this kind of love never find me. And this particular comment had over 450 likes. A lot of women don't like the truth. When you tell women the truth, they would find a way of avoiding to accept the truth. I feel like Daniel was honest in his interview, but the women were just not having it because it did not align with the whole romance and the lovey-dovey conception that women have about marriage. Another lady on TikTok said they should stop interviewing these people, implying that people should stop interviewing Daniel and his wife Toyosi. I think they have a show where they constantly talk about the realities of relationship and marriage, and a lot of women don't like hearing it because again, it disrupts our notion of what romance is and what marriage is. Another lady also said he could have said because I love her, implying that Daniel could have easily said I married my wife because I love her, not the fact that the woman that he wanted to marry chose to go to grad school and then he settled for his wife. Typical women, they don't like the truth, man. Another lady said if the girlfriend that turned him down came back, his wife will be in tears because he's going to go back to that girlfriend. I do not think so. I think he shared an accurate story of how he got married. It doesn't necessarily mean that he has not grown to love his current wife, Toyosi. So I don't think that if that ex girlfriend came back, he would leave his marriage and his children just to have a fling with her. I do not think so. So, yeah. Another lady called Lisa said, every time this man opens his mouth, it's literally embarrassing his wife. Another lady said, God, please, we don't deserve this. Still sharing more comments on TikTok. One lady said, I am ashamed on her behalf. So you both were desperate to get married. This story no sweet, I beg. Another lady said, they just enjoy embarrassing each other. Kilo day. I think that is a Nigerian lady. Another lady said, shame wear me like Vicky James brand. I'm sorry, but Nigerians are funny in the comment section. Another lady said, it's enough, I beg. Another lady said, Daniel, please now. Most of the people in the comments are Nigerian women, and I can understand their perspective. A lot of women don't like the reality. You see, women live in an alternate universe when it comes to the concept of love and marriage, right? And so even when they hear the truth, they do not want to accept it. And you can see from the comments I'm reading that most of the women just don't want to accept the truth about how he met his wife and why he chose to settle with his wife, Toyosi. I am going to conclude with two more comments and we are going to wrap today's episode of The Talk with Dr. Z. He said that he proposed to anyone at the time. So it means he would have gotten married to anyone who agreed. That's crazy. Another comment said, my greatest fear is getting married to a man who likes to embarrass me. What are your thoughts on Daniel Etim and his story about how he ended up marrying his wife, Toyosi? I've already shared my take and I read some interesting comments by mainly women, specifically Nigerian women, when the interview was shared on TikTok. Share your perspectives with me in the comment section. My name is Dr. Zita. Thank you for watching this week's episode of The Talk with Dr. Z. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And in the next episode, I am going to be sharing some anonymous stories that I get on my TikTok page. Okay, I'm quite popular on TikTok, so I do get a lot of direct messages from women asking about relationship stuff. In the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be doing anonymous stories with Dr. Z, and we are going to be dissecting those stories and providing possible solutions. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourself. Until next time, I will see you on another interesting episode of The Talk with Dr. Z. Take care. Bye.